Masters, teachers and loved ones. What do the audience av elindustrirutveckling need to know for their highest good and the highest good of everyone connected to them about March 2022? March 2022. The chaos and disturbance is part of the plan of every shadow coming to the surface. Every shadow is arising to the surface. It is chaotic and difficult for some and difficult for many. It is personal and non-personal. It is affecting everybody, and it is a part of the universal change in energy that we are in for. Chaos creates fear. We've been talking about this before. Chaos creates fear in humans. Fear creates the need of control. And control will rise as an individual and as a collective, and you look at the shadows that are rising to the surface. See the energy, the reason behind the shadow. See the fear, and the difficulty. Chaos and conflict. The energy shift that is occurring in this time-space reality at this point of time is bringing shadows surfacing. A lot of you will see, feel, hear their own shadows surfacing at approximately the same time. Also, old patterns of behavior and reasoning will no longer work. That is connected to the patterns of fear and patterns of darkness, patterns of shadows that are arising. Since it is arising, the energy shifts, and it will discern the patterns of behavior that has been working for you as an individual and for you as a collective. It will no longer work. Shadows rising means shadows transforming, means difficult times and chaos and conflict and chaos and conflict and chaos and conflict and chaos and conflict and chaos and conflict. It will end. Shadows rising has a purpose. The purpose is to transform the shadows and create the better energy where the transformation creates light. This is true. for you as an individual and for you as a collective. We know it's difficult. We know it's painful. It will transform into light. Light and love. We are somewhat quiet today because this procedure is in place. We know it's happening. We want it to happen. We want the shadows to arise. Otherwise, the shadows would be even more powerful, and that would be worse, even though when shadows rise, it does not feel like the shadows rising is the better option, but it is. Shadows rising is always painful and difficult. Shadows rising is also always the better option in the long run. The better option, the better option, the better option. Shadows rising can conclude with shadows bringing into the surface, into the mind, into the consciousness of everyone connected to it. Before shadows arise, it is difficult to connect to the energy of the shadows, and therefore there is difficulty transforming the energy of the shadows into the energy of the light, to the better energy, to the better field of light and love. It can feel like light and love died and let the darkness proceed and take precedent. That is not the case. 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 It is chaos. It is the chaos of the shadows that you experience. Shadows need to surface in order for you and anyone connected to you to transform them from the darkness that they are living in, the darkness of the energy in the shadows, the difficulties, the pain, the sorrows of the energy of the shadows need to surface in order to transform into light, love, connection. Light, love, connection being the answer for the transformation. Light, love, connection. Light, love, connection. Feeling the love and the connection in each and everyone's heart. And accordingly act. Action, action, action. You might ask us, what kind of action can I as an individual make in this chaotic time-space reality where these shadows are occurring? We would answer you, transform your own shadows that is emerging in the same time-space reality. Transform, transform, transform. Do not be tempted to go into more shadows because of fear, because of lack, because of scarcity, because of anger, frustration, and fear. fear, 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 fear is an opponent to light and love. Sometimes fear tricks us into believing we are in light and love when we're instead against. Connection and action, connection and action, connection and action, connection and action. What else do the audience of Elendrösterutveckling need to know about the transformation of shadows in March 2022? The transformation of shadows in March 2022. You're on it. 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 It is on. It is happening. It is happening whether or not you would like to take part. It is happening on a personal level. It is happening on a larger level. It is happening everywhere. It is happening. The easiest way to accept and to get through is acceptance and trust in light, trust in connection, connection, connection and action. Trust in connection and action in contact with connection, light and love. And you do this in your own personal sphere. Take action in connection with light and love. Take an action in connection to light and love. Take action in connection to the shadows that are rising inside of you and inside of your own sphere, inside of your family, inside of your group, inside of your peers, inside of your work, inside of your nation. Take action accordingly to connection with light and love. We will be back with more information. The energy is moving. It is moving, it is moving, it is moving, it is moving. Moving energy, moving energy, moving energy. It is challenging. It is for the better. It is for the light that lives underneath the shadows, for the light and love that lives on the other side of transformation of shadows, transformation of darkness. The only way we would like you to remember, we would like you to remind, we would like you to be reminded. We would like to remind you, 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 remind you. Shadows are a result of actions, of thoughts, feelings, and actions. Shadows are a result of energy based in fear and lack and scarcity. Shadows need to occur to the surface in full potential, in full power, in order to be transformed. Otherwise, the shadows lies underneath, inside of you, inside of everything. Otherwise, the shadows lies underneath the surface and controls, dictates, moves, controls, dictate, moves energy towards darkness, to moves energy towards destruction and fear. The energy is moving. The energy is moving. The energy is moving. Whether or not you like it, the energy is moving. The universal level of energy is transformation. Transformation, transformation. You will be affected. Transformation, transformation, transformation. Accept it, accept it, accept it. Transformation, 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 transformation. Act accordingly to light and love and connection, 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 connection. Human beings are connected. We're meant to connect you with each other. You're connected, 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 connected. Your connections has been less than strong. Your connections has been weakening and weakening and weakening and weakening. And we see holes in the web that we have been weaving of connection, of togetherness, unity, togetherness and unity. There has been big holes in the weave of unity and connection between humans. Humans have for a long period of time been isolated islands of not connected. This transformation is taking place, and it will result in connection, action, light and love. Light and love and connection, connection, light and love. Remember, connection, light and love, connection, light and love. Create the connections you need. Welcome the connections you want. Ask for the connections you are in need of. Make space for connection. Make space for connection. Make space for connection. Make space for connection. Transform the fear to self-observing, self-absorbing fear and lack. Fear and lack transform into connection, connection, light and love. Connection, 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 connection. The weave of connection will be stronger, will be more lit up, will be more loving. The weave of togetherness, 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 together. We have created the system everywhere. You are connected to everything. Everything inside of you is connected. Everything inside of everybody else is connected, and everybody is connected to everything through the energy. And since you're always connected, the fear and the scarcity is everybody's to transform, and everybody will be part of the transformation, and everybody is important. Love, light, and connection. You are all connected. And therefore, every person who chooses to make their own transformation of darkness into light, fear, scarcity into love is helping to make the bigger change. Remember, 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 you're all part of the change. Connection, light and love. Connection, light and love. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. We know it's scary. We know it's hard. Walk through towards the light, towards the connection. What kind of connection are you missing? What kind of connection is not present? What kind of connection can you make that will bring more light and love? What kind of connection can you contribute to? What kind of connection is the right one for your transformation to light and love? What kind of connection? What kind of connection? What kind of connection can you participate in? Light and love. Take part in connection, connection, connection with light and love. What else do the audience of Elinröstutveckling need to know about the period of March 2022? March 2022. We will come back, we will get back to you at this point in time, space, reality where you are at now. This is the important thing, connection, light and love. We wish to come back to you soon. And we wish you to accept your shadows and transform them. Feel them, see them, look at them, accept them and transform them into light and love by feeling, seeing, feeling and seeing, feeling and seeing, feeling and seeing, understanding. Go deep into the feeling of it, go deep into the understanding and release it into whatever you need to release. Let go and see that your life will be easier. There is no need for the anger, the frustration, the fear. Choose trust, connection, light and love, and hope, 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 light and love. Connect to the light, connect to the love inside of yourself, connect to the light you all carry. Make it stronger. Feed the light, feed the love. Make the connections, make the connections. Make the connections. Thank you, thank you, thank you.